Welcome to the Scott and Tim Sports Show special presentation of the 2025 NFL Draft. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Wrong.com. When you want to be as wrong as Mel Kiper Jr. is on draft day, just go to Wrong.com.
This is Mel Kiper Jr., and I appreciate the wrong people coming to me and being the leader of that. It's been very hard to be so wrong for so long since 1984 when I started doing this. I mean, they don't even know from mock draft until they heard from me. So I appreciate me getting sponsored by Wrong.com because I pride myself in being wrong 75% of the time.
And by ShittyDecision.com. We've been helping GMs, coaches, and owners make horrific, horrible, bad decisions on draft day for over 20 years. For your next highest $1 million investment that has massive risk, go to ShittyDecision.com now. And now, live from the Boyle Theater, high above suburbia Snohomish, it's the Scott and Tim Special Edition NFL Draft 2025 show.
Oh, nice touch
and
there.
Welcome into that Boyle Theater, everybody.
Nice
now I feel like I'm a
touch.
little hot.
Wrong.com. I like it.
Wrong.com.
I think I'm coming in a little hot, too.
Yeah, wrong.com. That's where you want to be. Welcome into the Boyle Theater for, I don't know, I think we've been doing this show, the NFL Draft Show, since 2019. We missed it last year, but I had I had to overcome some adversity to get here, Tim.
The Barbie Mobile had a dead battery.
It did.
Or is that public information?
Yeah, that's public. That's fine. And the fact is, I literally just took it into the dealership last week. Yeah, unbelievable.
They screwed you. Now they're going to get you. They're going to get you another. They're going to get you again when you have to bring it back.
God, unbelievable. So we hope the Barbie car, the beautiful 2013 Beetle, we hope it starts when I leave here.
Could be a problem.
But you've got the charging.
I got the apparatus.
You got the apparatus to do this. Well, we are here in the NFL Draft. When you hear this, I don't know, you'll know everything, but we're going to go through our live. Basically, we're going to do this live, right? We don't know anything, even though I'm late as hell. I am way late. You recorded this. I literally turned off the notifications. I really don't know what happened.
I know zero. I've got a couple predictions, but
okay, go over your predictions. You want to start with that?
I think my sleeper pick, and I think it's yours too. Jalen Milroe. I think he's a sleeper pick.
I agree. I would like the Seahawks to take Jalen Milroe, but they won't.
I think, he'd still be there at number 8. Nobody's even got him in the first round.
I know.
I've looked at all the first round mocks.
Did you check Mel Kiper Jr.?
Well, I don't even look at his because.
Yeah. I want to thank Wrong.com for really coming on board for the NFL Draft. Our sales team has been working, night and day for a year. After last year's not having a thing, we had a lot of pent-up demand. ShittyDecision.com, that's one of our favorites.
They were working hard. It's like the elves up at the North Pole.
It is, and welcome to unbelievable nepotism in the NFL. And these people, talk about the classic fail-up, right?
All the time.
If you're related to somebody, you have a front office job. It's
no different than the business world.
That's true. Very true. You have some existential threats finally.
Oh, and one more prediction. I think Ashton Genty goes a couple notches higher than predicted.
Everybody, all the latest ones I saw have Jacksonville taking him.
Okay, I saw him going between 5 and 6.
And I don't know
if he's going to be there for Jacksonville.
Would you let the listeners know and the watchers, we are on the YouTube. You go to STSPN.com, Snohomish Times Sports Network, STSPN.com. We had a whopping 23 views on our last show. I printed out a first-round draft, and I am showing, and we will introduce in the show, producer Marque,
yes.
Can we hear you, Mark?
We're on the clock now?
We're about to be. We're going to start the existential threats. He's got 2. For 3 months, he's got nothing. I had to come up with this segment. Now he's got 2, finally.
Let's get to him.
Well, the first one's definitely an existential threat. Is everybody just tired of Bill Belichick and his girlfriend?
Oh my God.
It's so ridiculous.
This is going to end so poorly.
She's 50 years younger than him. He's literally dating a college. He goes to freaking back to. It's like Rodney Dangerfield back to school.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. But she's on the staff, dude. You see
Well,
her
yeah,
out of
she's out. She's
practice?
coming out on the field and
I
stuff. It's
know.
like, and she's wearing like nothing.
Yes.
No, that's not a distraction at all.
No,
okay?
not at all. Not to a bunch of college students.
No, not at all.
Or a 73-year-old man.
And what's she? I mean, she's gonna have people on the football team boinking her.
Oh, seriously?
Don't you think?
That was an interesting term you used.
It's the first time in 30 years that Bill Belichick has cracked a smile. And now he's always smiling.
He apparently has a lot to smile about.
Well, he's cracking more than a smile. It's going to end so badly because he's so smitten and she's so whatever. And I don't know, we all know why she's in it.
Why? I don't know. Why would she be
I don't know why.
It's for his body?
His body and his mind.
Personality.
His personality is
his glowing personality.
It's huge.
Isn't it? I mean, come on. Isn't it kind of? It's pretty gross.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
It's very gross. And the fact is, this is going to end badly. She is running his life. She is running his Instagram. She's running all of his social media. She is dictating everything.
She's running out on the practice field and barking in his ear and stuff. It's like, what does she calling in plays or what?
She didn't like the AD or somebody made some comment and they didn't defend it. So she wrote a letter to the AD and to the athletic department saying, "Hey, UNC's got to come out and defend." Somebody was giving Bill some shit about something. You got to defend him.
Because no college coaches ever get shit about anything.
And by the way, as a father of 2 daughters, this is just not good for women.
Think about if you were her parents.
I'd just be like, come on, man, really?
It's one thing when it's like 10, 15 years difference. This is like 50 years
You know what?
difference.
And you. Love has no age. It has no whatever. But
this has nothing to do with love. Let me tell you something.
It doesn't?
Maybe on Bill's side it might.
What if we're single at 73? Are you looking, if some girl that's 50 years younger is interested in you, do you go after that? Or do you just
doesn't
say
Bill Belichick doesn't he have some dignity? I mean, come on.
No, he's too rich and too cocky for dignity.
He's all about himself. He's a narcissist.
Well, we know that.
All right, what's your second one?
The second one is the University of Colorado.
What?
They're retired freaking Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter's number.
Why? They made him more money and more notoriety.
And they never even won a bowl game there. First of all, when you retire somebody's number, usually it's not because they went there for 2 years. First of all, they never won a bowl game. They didn't win any. They barely won any conference games, hardly. It's like, come on. And usually when you do that, it's like 10, 15 years down the road.
Okay.
That's stupid. It's all about kissing Dion's ass is what it is.
I love Dion. Don't give Dion any shit.
Of course you do.
I think it's a little premature.
Thank you. A little?
I mean, before or after. Now, the shocker here that I think you were wrong on this one. I mean, many people were wrong. I'm not trying to single you out, although I am.
Wrong.com. Thank you.
You're welcome. And are you shocked that Dion's still there and he signed actually an extension?
Well,
like a 3-year deal.
I'll be wrong when he actually fulfills the contract.
I don't think he fulfilled the first one. Everyone thought once his kids left.
No, I agree. I thought he'd be gone too, but maybe. Well, Dallas didn't take him. He was interested in the Dallas job, and they didn't take him. So it could be a matter of necessity.
Was he interested? Who knows?
Oh,
okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Well, I think he wanted too much control. And can you have that much control with Jerry Jones?
No, Jerry's not going to give up control.
Jerry's a putz. He's a rich putz. And the rich, they don't really care about anybody else.
Well, you can see the meddling owners and the success of their teams when they allow the GM and coach to do what they're supposed to do.
100%.
The Suns are a good example right now.
Go ahead. My gosh, what a train wreck they are.
Yeah, the last time Dallas let their coach do something was Jimmy Johnson, and then he ended up having to fire him because he was too successful.
Yeah, and they were like best friends in college and the whole 9 yards. We're here for the NFL draft. We have other things on the topic list. Thanks to you. Shout out to you, Timothy B. Boyle, who created a list. We'll weave that in and out. But we're going to go to the draft. And the first thing, and I hadn't seen anything since I sat down in the Boyle Theater in the 7,000-inch screen that we have in front of us, ladies and gentlemen, is they have packed like 300,000 people in this huge space at Lambeau Field. Now we have If you saw this already, so the bicycles are a big
what
deal.
are the
Do you know the
bicycles?
bicycles? So after the games, a lot of times, actually, your friend, your boy, Michael Bennett of the Seattle Seahawks. Remember when he was riding the bike around the stadium?
Yeah.
So that's a big tradition at the Packers there. So Goodell and everybody rode bikes up here.
Oh, well, good
And
for him.
we're about to have our first other new sponsor as Roger Goodell steps up to the stadium here. But what a great crowd here in Green Bay.
Well, there's got to be a couple, 200,000 or 300,000 people. You want some volume?
Yeah, a little volume because I got to hear the.
Oh, listen to the boos.
there's
Oh
the
my
boo.
God, they're booing the crap out
And
of them.
that's where
That's a time-honored tradition.
It is, and it's brought to you by booing. We've been around for hundreds of years. It's fans' best friend, even in Canada. Booing.com.
They show up well for Roger Goodell. The Boo Birds.
The Bluebirds are fantastic.
By the
So-
way, is there any chance they're not drafting Cam Ward at number
I
1?
don't think so. That would be a big shocker. But if Mel Kiper Jr. said they were, then they might not.
Well, that's true. And that goes to one of my top things on my list.
Oh,
We're drafting a Coug number 1 for the second time in like 30
Yeah,
some
but
years.
you referenced probably. I would advise you not to reference who you referenced.
Well, the number 1, the other number 1 was Drew Bledsoe, who created Tom Brady.
Okay,
by the way.
Drew Bledsoe, but you put Ryan. Plus, we also had the second overall Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, so we've had 2 number 1s. Well, if they take
but
Cam
I
Ward.
wouldn't hold your head up on Ryan freaking Leaf.
I'm not holding my head up.
He's probably one of the greatest disappointments and bad.
That doesn't take away the fact that he was still drafted number 2. That's the only thing.
Portland shittily. He was shittydecisions.com.
Well, the funny thing is you know who was drafted number 1?
Rick Meyer.
No, it was Peyton Manning.
Oh, was it Peyton Manning that year?
Yeah.
Who is the Rick Meyer one?
Rick Meyer was number 2 after Bledsoe. New England got Bledsoe, and we got Rick Meyer.
Oh, that was
and the only reason we had to take we ended up beating New England that year. We had the same record, 2 wins.
As the anticipation for the first overall pick is just palpable here in the Bowl Theater. I want to shout out Tim. He put together an NFL draft craft services like I've never seen. The vittles are at an all-time high. In fact, he even made a tombstone pizza, which let's go back to the tape in 2019 when he gave me an unbelievable amount of shit about tombstone pizzas.
Yes. And you were right. It's rated number 1 on like 17 different internet things.
And the internet's all right.
The pick is in, by the way.
The pick is in, and the Tennessee Titans.
By the way, so even though this guy's a Coug, I'm not a big fan of the pick. If they're picking him number 1, I'm not a big fan of it.
And why is that, Tim?
Because you heard me say it for years. I didn't really think he was that great at WSU.
I agree.
He was one of those rare situations where the more time he had, the worse he did. Here we go.
You know what? I'm tired of full suits with tennis shoes on. Like, act like an adult. Wear some adult shoes. Roger Goodell.
Well, Ashton Genty was wearing Crocs in the pregame.
That's you know.
There it is.
Oh, and there it is.
Tennessee
Cam Ward,
Cam
number 1
Ward.
overall. So from the Palouse in Pullman, Washington to the number 1 draft pick. That is unreal.
From the Palouse where nobody else was recruiting him, the Cougs pick him up out of Incarnate Ward or Word.
Yeah, Incarnate Ward. Yes. Then he goes to Miami.
They steal him from us.
Unbelievable. Now let's be honest, okay? This is timing. Because if it was next year and he was in with Arch Manning and he was in with a lot of other people in the it's a lot of it's timing. If you go number 1 when the competition in the QB, that position is not that high.
Well, and by the way, he had another year of eligibility.
Oh, we got a trade in already. The Cleveland
they
Browns
trade to Jacksonville.
Let's go to the Sheets.
Oh, I wonder if Genty's going to go number 2. My prediction can come true right away because Jacksonville wanted Genty, right?
Yeah. Jacksonville said that they wanted Genty, and they're
I
worried
wonder why
about
they
him
traded
going.
up because they had him going at like number 5.
Wow, this is
interesting.
away as Ward comes up. Now the story. Who cares about Ward being the number 1 overall?
This is really maybe they wanted him really bad.
Seriously, he's given no Cougar pride over there.
That's
Come on,
stupid.
They made
Come on. He'd be nothing without us.
Mark,
trading that pick, it's not good for the Browns. I mean, the Browns need so much offense.
How about
Well,
another
wait,
quarterback?
If they're
if
not
the
going to,
Browns think if the Brown, let's say they go with Genty, which that's what everybody thought Jacksonville wanted, it's no skin off the Browns' nose, right? Because the Browns weren't going to take him anyway.
I didn't see. Was that a clean trade? So the
I don't know what
Cleveland's is the second overall pick. Jacksonville's 5. So I don't know if they're just swapping or if there's other things involved. But the Jaguars
there's no
now
way
are,
the Browns, if they swap out of that without an additional pick, that's crazy.
so now.
Oh no, they'll definitely get an additional pick.
So the Jags have the new head coach, the guy from Tampa Bay. And so now the Jags are on the clock for the number 2 pick. So you think they're going to go Genty?
Well, that's who they wanted at number 5. So
They need wide receiver.
well, we're going to find out here. But don't forget they got the multi-generational talent of their quarterback.
Oh yeah, I mean
Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah, he's a can't
once
miss.
in a lifetime.
Can't miss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the trade right there.
Okay, so Jaguar received the 2nd overall pick, and the 4th round pick, and the 6th round pick. So the Browns received the 5th. So it is a swap.
It's a
second
swap
for 5,
there,
and
yep.
then some 2nd, 4th, and 1st round picks in 2026.
And a 2026 first round pick.
Wow, the
Whoa.
Browns once again.
That's a good move by the Browns. I mean, for Cleveland, it's great.
No, I agree. Jaguars went to shittydecision.com.
They did. And they forgot about wrong.com. And maybe they wanted Travis Hunter.
That's interesting because, yes,
here we go.
Because Giants wanted Travis Hunter.
Jacksonville needs offensive help. I'm looking at their wide receivers. They have nobody. Gabe Davis is probably the biggest name. Brian Thomas Jr. from last year.
That was a good pick. That was a 1st round pick for the Jags last year. The wide receiver. That was a good one.
Here we go.
Or a DB.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
Oh! They moved up to get Travis Hunter. Wow. That makes more sense than Genty because I think they would have had him at number 5 if that's who they really wanted. Wow. Number 2 overall.
I mean, I don't know about that pick. I don't know about trading up to that pick. The Giants, now what do the Giants do? The Giants wanted – God, now all I can do is Mel Kiper Jr. The Giants wanted –
well, the question
they wanted Genty.
Where are they going to play? They're not going to play him both ways, are they? I mean, maybe a little bit as a gimmicky stuff.
Yeah, that's what you hear a little bit. Mostly, I think, on defense rather than on offense. I think they're fine there.
So he was going to go number 2 overall for playing cornerback.
You know what he was saying in pre-draft? He was saying he wants to play both ways. He
wants
to go to a team to play both ways. Whether he gets his way or not, he might be a utility player on offense and just play full-time defense.
They did that with Dion a little bit, he was not a two-way player. They'd stick him in for gimmicky plays and stuff.
I think you want him on defense more than you want him on offense. I think his leverage, I think his value there for the Jaguars. That's a big move, man.
That's huge.
So every year, I remember when they got Trevor Lawrence and then they went and got ETN and everything else. And I'm like, hey, you know what? The Jaguars might be – everybody graded them and they had a great draft. It turns out not so much.
No, they got – and the craziest thing they did was get rid of Minshew for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, my God. We're going to take a break here. We're through 2 picks. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll
have
carry
pick number
on.
3 for you.
All right.
Guten Tag und Grüß Gott from Bavaria. This is Randy from Neunkirchen, Germany, and you're listening to the Scott and Tim Sports Show.
All right, back at the Boyle Theater 2025 draft episode here, brought to you by wrong.com and shittydecision.com. Tim Boyle, Scott Oshman, Mark Hyland with you.
Is it actually recording?
So
third pick
is in. We've already had some shenanigans here as the Jaguars traded.
Okay.
And Carter. So nothing changed. Abdul Carter goes from Penn State.
Yeah, so we're back on serve.
Yes.
Here.
The only wild card here is Ashton Genty now.
Yeah, is he going to go 5? Yeah. So the Giants, yeah, they've now they got Russell Wilson and Abdul Carter.
Wow, that's huge.
This is the year we don't talk about fake fat Russ.
Is
though.
it?
Yes.
But they have a bunch of quarterbacks, right? Mark, who else is their quarterback?
Well, they got freaking Danny DeVito
Tony
or whatever.
DeVito.
Oh, they
Tommy
got
DeVito.
Tommy
Tommy
DeVito.
DeVito.
And they got the blind kid.
What?
They got the blind guy.
Who's the blind guy?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, that's right. He's not blind anymore.
That's right. He had his LASIK.
One thing we have to talk about is they come in the green room. There's 2023, I think, and maybe last year I wasn't here, but in 2023 for sure, there was some green room talent winning. The talent was won in the green room.
Oh, you mean because of the girlfriend?
Will Levis.
Oh, Will Levis, yeah.
Now he is drafted high. Okay, he's drafted high. But he didn't go in the first round. He's second round.
He fell to the second round.
But they're apparently done with him, obviously, because they're moving on.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah, they're done with him.
They think Cam Ward's going to be better than Levis?
Apparently.
I don't know.
Can you believe picking 2 first round? Well, I guess Levis was a first round, but 2 quarterbacks in 3 years? I mean, that's a lot of draft.
Levis was almost the first.
That's
it was
why
like the first pick of the second.
That's why Sanders isn't there, because you don't want to be that guy like Levitt sitting there all freaking night, first round, the entire thing. It's embarrassing as hell. Okay, so let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals while we wait for this next pick, and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are at 18. The Cardinals right now sit at 16. And Mark, since we are officially, I went over the numbers today. We are officially an Arizona podcast. What are the Arizona Cardinals? Let's go to our Arizona Cardinal insider, Mark Highland.
And what pick do they have?
18.
They have
No,
16.
Oh, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the pundits here are saying offensive line or defensive line. Now they upgraded. They got an edge rusher this year in Josh Sweat from.
Oh, they got him from Philadelphia. Yeah.
Right. And then Tomlinson, they picked up in free agency a big defensive lineman, Calais Campbell. They probably need a guard. They keep saying they need a guard to protect Kyler Murray. They went wide receiver last year. They'll probably pick up another wide receiver in free agency. If they don't grab a good offensive lineman, Matthew Golden was rumored. That's a speedy wide receiver.
That's the Texas wide receiver.
Yep, correct.
Yeah. He burned ASU last year and our Sun Devils. I would bet.
Is that the game they got screwed in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Targeting.
Yes.
It was horrible. But I would suspect they're going to go offensive line.
Well, if you look at all the mock drafts, it seems like it was a really heavy offensive line draft for the first round. There was a lot of teams that were going offensive line. We shall see.
Okay, so what's that prediction for the Seahawks? I hope they go offensive line. Everyone says it's going to be this kid Zabel from North Dakota State.
I saw that. A couple had that had them drafting a safety, which that would be strange.
Shout out Rich Bardu. He doesn't want him to go offensive line. He wants him to go receiver in the first round.
Receiver?
I know. I thought that was interesting.
I did see them in one mock draft picking up Matthew Golden.
Yeah, I did. I saw. Yes, I did too.
I want them to do an offensive lineman, or I'd be fine with a defensive tackle or something.
I'd love to see an edge rusher.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Yeah. I don't know. Again, they evaluate if this is a good draft for that position or not a good draft. It's not a deep draft. Offensive lineman apparently is deep. Running backs, right? It's deep, right, Mark?
Yep. Offensive lineman, sure, in the first round is really deep.
And defensive tackles are a plenty, somewhat.
Well, the problem is they get it wrong most of the time.
Exactly.
I saw they did a recap of the 2013 draft, the top 10 picks. I didn't recognize one name from the top. They were all like offensive linemen and people that are never really ever played.
This is why it's unbelievable. I mean, there's art and science to it. The New England Patriots, speaking of Bill Belichick, his old time, the team that made him Bill Belichick is on the clock and the pick is in. And
Oh, they take
they
the
did?
offensive lineman.
Okay, who is this kid? They don't have the name.
Was it Anderson or Williamson?
Wow, he's got a nice suit though. A nice pinstripe suit. Green. Is he from Notre Dame?
I think he's from LSU.
What's his name? ESPN, put the name up. Somebody in the truck right now is freaking out.
Will Campbell from LSU.
Will Campbell. He's from LSU, isn't he?
He is. He
Yeah.
is. He was a top-ranked offensive lineman. He's a tackle. They needed a tackle to protect.
About 6'6", 319.
Is that big?
Ooh.
They needed an offensive tackle to protect Drake May.
Yeah. Drake May. Do you like that pick? Do you think he's something special?
Mac Jones Jr.
Yeah, Mac Jones. Talk about a failure in the draft. My God, they moved up to get him.
That's who New England took.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And they crashed and burned with him. He was terrible.
No, they didn't move up. Did they move up because they got him really late at like number 5?
That was the big QB draft. Remember that? Where there was
didn't
like
they
5 drafts?
He fell all the way down to where New England picked him up at like 15 or 18 or something.
All right. Do we get another pick? Are you flying by another pick?
No.
This is the Cleveland Browns are up next.
Yep.
There it is. Another offensive tackle. Is he offense or defense?
No, defense. Defensive tackle. Yeah, he was All-American.
Michigan's got a tight end that's right up there and that's supposed to be in the top like 10 as well.
Cleveland Browns. What an absolute diaper fire disaster.
So
that place
no
is.
Genty yet.
No Genty yet. And now Vegas is up. It's
maybe they'll take him.
It's your Raiders. Aren't you going to be a Raiders fan with Pete Carroll?
No, with Pete Carroll. Are you kidding me?
Come on, you love Pete.
I was a Raiders fan last year with Minshew. He's done. Although I will, if they take Genty,
I was gonna say
I'll be a little excited about it.
The pick is in.
That was quick.
The number 6 pick, Las Vegas.
It's got to be Genty. Here we go.
The Las Vegas Raiders select
Ashton Genty to the Raiders. I might be a little bit of a Raider fan again.
Oh, you're 100% an Ashton Genty Raiders fan. 5'8". He's 5'8".
Is he only 5'8"?
He's 5'8". Can he do it? 6th round overall pick, a running back. Wow. I'm rooting for the kid.
Oh, big time. He's a good kid.
Now, the other question is, they got Geno Smith, at the Raiders. Let's talk about the Raiders football right now. So you got Geno Smith, the quarterback. You got Genty in the backfield.
That's legit.
They got Max Crosby on the defensive side.
They got some talent.
They do.
Question is Pete too old? Is the game passed him by?
Well, and they got a hell of a division they're in. They got a rough division.
Yeah, they got to be. Yeah,
because unfortunately, asshole Sean Payton is going to be better next year. The Broncos
look to be way better with Bo Nix, and you got obviously San Diego, which is LA now.
But hey, he should have been the Heisman winner. You guys thought he should have been the Heisman winner. He does a little
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, there. He did a little crotch grab right there, a little junk grab. Jets gonna pick. They're the next up.
Oh, and speaking of that, let's go. We'll attack a couple things on the list here.
Could we?
Where's Aaron Rodgers going? For Christ's sakes, is he actually going anywhere?
Nowhere. He told Pat McAfee he's not sure. He might retire.
Of course. He's literally doing an exact replica of Brett Favre.
He is, which I complimented you last show on. I'm not going to do it again.
Thank you.
You don't think so? I think there's so many rumors swirling on what the Vikings are going to do at quarterback. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, but JJ would benefit for a year behind an Aaron Rodgers.
If it'd be eerie if Rodgers goes to the Vikings, because that's exactly what Favre did. That would be eerie.
It would be.
But then everybody's talking about Pittsburgh Steelers. Who was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, they're saying Shedeur Sanders may get picked up by the Steelers.
Well, they have the 21st pick, so they could go Milroe. But again, everybody loves Dart.
Dart wasn't on any of the boards for the first round. By the way, Pete the Appraiser I couldn't get him on today, but he did say he thought Pittsburgh would be the fit for Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, he did. Oh, interesting.
Not that he would pick him. He just thinks Pittsburgh would.
Okay.
They have Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson.
Mason Rudolph, isn't he in concussion protocol from the helmet
Rudolph? Rudolph?
thing? Mason Rudolph.
They have 2 quarterbacks on the roster right now, so they can afford to add one. Maybe they are going to get one in the draft here. Could be Dart, could be Sanders.
So is the talks with Aaron Rodgers over with Pittsburgh, or is that still ongoing? Does anyone
I don't
know?
think. I have not heard anything. It was a big topic over the last few days that he hasn't been talked about. So I think teams are just waiting to see how the draft plays out, and then they'll fill those gaps with some of these free agents that are still out there.
Rob Milliken, close your ears. Mike Tomlin. Okay, if he gets Aaron Rodgers on that roster, Mike Tomlin, who I respect, I have a lot. I hold him high in regard. He's going to go down a notch for me. What are you doing?
He wouldn't for me. I think Aaron Rodgers can benefit a team greatly.
Are you serious?
I am, yeah.
He's a poison pill.
Well,
what do you mean? Did he benefit the Jets?
No, but in the right situation.
He's not a good teammate. He's a horrible teammate.
That's why I say it has to be the right exact fit. And I don't know if Pittsburgh might be the one. Pittsburgh might be the place to go for him.
Oh, because FFR was such a great team player, such a great fit. You didn't watch Hard Knocks.
FFR just isn't any good. That's the problem. Aaron Rodgers is still pretty good.
Is he still pretty good?
I think better than FFR.
He doesn't have a left leg. He's one leg Rodgers. All right, let's
move on.
We're gonna take another break here real quick. We got to speed the picks up. I got to talk to the operator for the draft thing, and we got to pick this up. We'll be back right after this. We have some great sponsors coming back. Maybe we'll do those read next.
Hey, you still listening? Because we're back.
All right, we're back, and let me just get you caught up on where we were. We've kind of consolidated this. So the Jets, Membu, the offensive lineman from Missouri, Carolina picked McMillan, a wide receiver from Arizona. That's an 8th overall pick. That's a high pick. New Orleans gets Banks, offensive tackle from Texas. Chicago, the Bears go tight end Loveland. I mean, with Rome Odunze, and that's going to be interesting. From Michigan, Michigan's making hay here. Mikael Williams goes to the Niners. Defensive end from Georgia. Tyler Booker from he's a guard, offensive guard here, goes to the Dallas Cowboys. And then Indianapolis Colts, as predicted, Tyler Warren, the big multi-tool tight end from Penn State. And that's where we sit for Atlanta now, looking for the 15th overall. We've only had one trade, Tim Boyle.
There should be a trade right here.
There should be a trade right here.
Falcons pick is in.
I got to say.
They're going to pick a quarterback.
Thanks for stealing my line. That was good. I got to tell you, and I know I'm a fan of Michael Penix Jr. because he's so fun to watch. I'm leaning into being a Falcons fan, Tim.
Because of Penix?
Penix, he's so fun to watch.
By the way, on the screen, they have all of Mel's screwed up
notable
picks.
Quarterback slides.
Yeah. So far, he's at Shedeur Sanders on the as the best available for like 15 picks. So
Chad Pennington, I remember that. Mel's rank was 4th. He went 18th, and he sucked. Aaron Rodgers, Mel had him at 7th. So we got to give Mel some credit there.
And he had Marino at 18 and went 20. So yeah,
come on, Jimmy Clausen at 7, Brady Quinn at 5.
Come on.
Gino at 16 went 39th. I mean, that was a terrible pick, Mel, for about 10 years. Now it's working out for you.
In the pregame, he was loving Shedeur Sanders.
I know. Obviously, he loves him. He thinks he's great.
But every other person has him in the second round.
I'm going to say this, and I'll probably be wrong, but I'm telling you, if he gets in the right situation, I think he could be very good. I know. I'll probably be wrong.
I could be wrong about Cam Ward, too. I just don't see it.
You could.
Here we go.
I think I'm with you on that. Falcons pick is in.
Oh, they take Jalen Walker? Yeah, Georgia.
First linebacker to go from Georgia.
There you have it.
Do you like that pick?
I do. Yeah, I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, he was high on a lot of draft boards.
He's a stud. Remember him? Oh my God,
Georgia has so many great players.
He's an absolute beast. So now the big pick for the Arizona Cardinals. We are a Cardinals podcast. Everybody knows what it is when they're listening to it. We go straight to Mel Kiper Jr. Where's your former GM, Mark? Kime, is he having a cocktail somewhere? Groping somebody?
You must. I saw him in a Admirals Club one day.
Did you really?
Having a cocktail before a fight.
Nice.
I was tempted to go up to him and just ream him. You ruined my life, my football team. We're never going to win a Super Bowl, damn it all, because of you.
There's
You want a Bloody Mary?
Is Bidwell liked or hated in Arizona?
He's not well liked by players. He's ranked in the bottom 20s every year from the
Walter Nolan.
Ole Miss defensive tackle.
Wow. How do you feel about that, Mark?
Well, they need defensive line help. You win. Calais Campbell they signed, but he's only going to be here for 1 year.
He's 100 years old.
18 years in the league, I believe. He's here for leadership. 1 year, get the new kid in place, but they need a defensive line help. They need offensive line help. So that's how you win football games. So I'm not opposed to that pick.
I like it.
Yeah, Walter, he was on some of the local guys' lists as a possibility.
Excellent.
Okay. Wow. Well,
right.
We want to take a minute.
Let's take a break.
We're going to take a break, but we just getting out of break. We have to just a moment of pause. And our good friend Squint Martindale, who was going to be on the show tonight, but he's sitting Shiva for his father Wink as he has passed since the last time we recorded.
Yes, at like 88 years old.
And did I send you that text or did you?
I think I sent that to you.
You've really been off your dead game.
What are you talking about? I got you with the Pope.
The Pope you did, but
and my daughter was in Italy on Easter when the Pope died.
That's not fair.
What do you mean?
Because I
had an inside source.
Well, yeah, you had an agent on local Pope time.
Man, Easter's like Christmas.
It's a big deal.
It's even bigger probably.
Yeah.
And then the Pope dies like a couple hours after Easter.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Has he
Who's the third person to die? Don't they die in threes? Famous people die in threes.
Typically.
They do. They haven't had the third yet.
I got you on one. I can't remember who it was.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you say so.
So with that sad note, we'll come back. Next up is Cincinnati and then Seattle. Your Seattle Seahawks and Mannequin Mike McDonald. A lot of chatter.
I'm hoping they trade it.
Do you?
Yeah. I want them to trade down.
For that.
Yeah.
Why? Why
trade down 5? Because there's nobody they're dying to have at that 18th pick.
An offensive tackle.
Well, I know, but there's
offensive lineman.
But they're heavy. They could get maybe an offensive tackle at like pick 25, 26. So we'll see. I'm just saying that's my wish list. I'm not saying it's your wish list.
Okay, depends. I mean, they have 10 picks right now. They have 10 overall picks.
They could have 11 or 12.
But it doesn't matter how many you have. It's how smart you are picking them.
Well, of course.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Well, hello there. This is Squint Martindale, and you're listening to the Scott and Tim Sports Show.
Okay, we're back with the Seattle pick, Cincinnati picks defensive end Stewart from Texas A&M, edge rusher. Nolan went to Arizona, as we said. So we're sitting here for Seattle.
John Schneider.
Schneider.
For the record, my wish was that they trade it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, he looks like he's all fired up. He's
got somebody.
That is such a pump-up room. It's unbelievable.
Where's Jody Allen, by the way?
Well, she's sitting right there.
Is that her?
That's Jody right there.
Is that Jody right there?
Of course it is. Yes, it is.
You can't really see her. She was kind of... I mean, are you joking or is that actually her?
don't know. But
nobody even knows what she looks like.
Yeah, I want offensive linemen. A big talk is the kid from North Dakota State, Zabel. He was off the charts. I love the new term.
But it's North Dakota State, though. That's the problem.
He plays to the echo of the whistle.
Okay, but
what about the whistle?
What about Trey Lance?
I love the echo of the whistle.
I don't even know what that means.
Here we go. Be quiet.
45 NFL drafts. The Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel.
Yeah,
Gray Zabel. They took him.
They went with him.
They took the offensive
I'm happy
lineman
with
from
him.
North Dakota State.
I'm happy.
Wow.
I'm happy.
But aren't you a little worried that it's North Dakota State? I mean, again, look
Of course
look
I am.
at what Trey Lance and stuff.
Of course I'm nervous. He can't draft an offensive lineman to save his
He's
life.
playing like people from community colleges.
I
and
know.
stuff.
So Schneider doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh man, I'm a little nervous about that.
He's from Pierre, South Dakota, too. Small town boy.
Pierre.
No, it's Pierre.
But you know what?
Pierre. My brother-in-law, Ward Judson, he's from Pierre, South Dakota.
As in the state capital?
Yep. So you guys like that pick?
I like the pick.
I kind of.
like
it's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't know.
You know what? He could be
picking somebody from North Dakota State is very risky.
It is, but he's ginormous. He's got great feet. I mean, in the Pro Bowl game or the Senior Bowl, people freaking loved him. At the Combine, they fell in love with him. I just need somebody. He's a guard. We need guards.
Aren't the Seahawks talking about like switching people from tackle to guard? And there was a bunch of talk about that.
You want some crack research right now?
Yeah.
This kid has played all 5 positions.
Ooh.
Multiple games at the college level. Okay, he's no Trey Lawrence. He hasn't been in 4 games his entire life.
Trey Lance,
Lance, whatever.
He's played more than 3 games.
Can I have another beer?
Don't you need someone to protect small hand Sam Darnold?
Yes,
look at a shout out to Scott there with small hands.
We do need somebody to protect. Now we're not sure if we have a center. Oluwatimi, we talked about how is he the guy? Is he not the guy? He won the Outland Trophy from Michigan, but apparently he's not that good. I don't know. We got your boy Lucas, the local kid on the tackle.
Right down the street here.
Tackle on the left side. So I mean, we had actually a decent draft pick in guard. What's the kid Daniels? No, I'm losing it. But we need offensive linemen. Period.
Well, almost everybody had the Seahawks taking an offensive line.
Yes, and they had him picking this guy. Everybody had him picking this guy. Almost everybody.
Well, Mel Kiper had Shedeur Sanders as the next best available, and he still does have Shedeur Sanders.
Honestly, if they came up and they picked, if they picked Milroe at this spot or Dart, I would not be unhappy.
And Milroe, I don't know if he's going to go in the first round.
He probably won't.
He's my sleeper pick.
He is at the draft party. He's one of the premier players.
So he got invited to the.
Yeah,
he got invited.
He's there in person.
Right. Yeah,
16 players got invited.
So what's funny is he got invited, but he's like on nobody has him in the first round of all the mock people.
Well, in the area of critical commentary, I don't like our green room coverage in this broadcast so far. We're not seeing enough green room for me.
Interesting.
Don't you think?
Well, we're kind of fast forwarding.
Yeah, but we're not seeing enough green room.
You don't like the couches? You don't like the couches? You see a lot of parents, a lot of players on couches. Long walks.
When the second round comes, you see a lot of people in their family homes.
Yeah, the draft party.
Yeah,
some go well, some don't. This is boring as shit. You and I at the Vittles table, we were just talking on the break how boring ass this draft is so far.
Well, it is because there's a lot of O linemen.
Yeah,
when there's a lot of O linemen, it's kind of a boring draft.
You got to keep it interesting.
There's been one quarterback, right?
Oh, there's Dion. There's prime time.
Did you see the set they have there? They have a 2-mic ESPN set on a couch for both Dion and Shedeur.
That's fantastic.
He gets picked.
Fantastic. He
ain't getting picked.
Come on, he drives the bus, dude. He makes the coin for everybody. Anyway.
I think the Steelers have a good chance of picking him.
They do.
They have nobody on their roster right now for a quarterback. So either they're waiting for.
What do you mean they're talking to Aaron Rodgers?
How does Rob Milliken feel about this? Should we call him?
Well, Tampa Bay is picking right now. A McGambler guy from Steilacoom, Washington.
Yeah, for a local kid, that's a good pick, man.
What our claim to fame is when he was in the state champ, we were calling the game in the state championship 7-on-7.
That's right.
His team won.
Yes, they did. We did that game.
Little town, Steilacoom, Washington.
First Ohio State kid to come off the board at number 19, Abuke. That's a good pick. I like that pick.
Steilacoom is right where that big train accident happened a few years ago with the Amtrak, and it's where you catch the ferry to McNeil Island, the state prison out there.
Thank God we know that.
Just filling you in on where Stillicum. It's kind of a tiny little town.
Let's call Rob Milliken, see if he can pick up.
Texas.
Calling Rob Milliken. He's not picking up. He's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, has been since.
I like the
Hello?
receiver.
Who do I owe the pleasure to?
Oh, Rob Milliken live on the recording right now on the pod. We want to know who's going to pick. Is Pittsburgh? You're a lifelong Pittsburgh fan. I got Mark Hyland, Tim Boyle here with you. Rob Milliken on the mic on the phone. Are they going to take Shedeur Sanders as your Pittsburgh Steelers? What are they going to do at this next pick, 21, after Denver?
I'm going on record as saying if they pick Shedeur Sanders, I will no longer be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
That's terrible.
He just went up a few notches on my
That's
list.
terrible, Rob.
I love it.
What kind of fan are you? Why?
You got Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson.
That's not who the Steelers are.
He's got Mark chimed in. You can't hear Mark, but he said you got
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, you got Mason
He's
Rudolph.
still in concussion protocol from the helmet.
Yeah, and you got Skylar Thompson or whatever his name is.
I would take Mark Hyland, quarterback in the Steelers, over Shedeur Sanders.
It's a good.
Okay, so who do you want with this 21st pick?
I don't know. I haven't even paid. Who's the other guy? The Milrose guy.
Jalen Milroe.
Okay, so you do want you do want a quarterback, or Dart or Milroe?
Dart would be good, but I think Milrose got a higher upside from what little I've read about.
I don't disagree. What about Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers? How do you feel about him?
I would take him, but I mean, I don't know how you go down from FFR, but that might be down.
Okay, wait a minute. So let me just get this straight. You've rooted for the Pittsburgh Steelers since you could walk. Okay, it's all you know is Pittsburgh Steelers. The minute they take Shedeur Sanders, you're never going to be. But you're okay with freaking Rodgers, the biggest poison.
Rodgers is good though. Rodgers is good.
Rodgers has proved he can play at this level
lately.
I mean, the bigger question is how is it not illegal for him to have his jersey retired already? I mean,
that's funny. We talked about that. That was one of our existential threats on the podcast.
It's
stupid.
Asinine.
It's kissing the ring of Dion.
Yeah, 100%. And how Colorado fans can even stand that?
They should be embarrassed.
I mean, totally embarrassed.
They never even won a bowl game.
Are you going to hang on with us? You want to react live to the we got to get to the Denver pick, but then do you want to hang out with us with the Pittsburgh pick?
Sure.
Mark, do you have any advice for Mr. Milliken right here? Did you just go golfing with? Hey, were you in the golf tournament, the charity golf tournament you just had? Rob, aren't you guys the big sponsor, Napa?
Yes, we were. I didn't win anything. I left all my raffle tickets with Mark. He assured me that I'd win something, and I got nothing.
Our boy Corey Blythe got the steak package, so you'll be invited over.
Oh my God!
Corey Blythe.
He just told us that Corey Blythe, the dentist extraordinaire, got the steak package.
Yeah,
he doesn't even like steak.
The guy that doesn't need it.
The guy that doesn't.
He can buy his own steaks.
Exactly.
The guy that wasn't there last year won the steaks.
Producer Marquet, he just said, fun fact, Rob Milliken was an all-state high school QB from Wyoming.
Whoa. Did he play with Josh Allen by any chance?
Little sooner.
Yeah, Josh wasn't from Wyoming, so.
No, that's true.
The pride of Gillette, the Campbell County Camels, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Milliken on the line.
Hump, hump, hump.
Wyoming, where some of the most brutal winners happen.
Oh, unbelievable.
Mel still has Shedeur Sanders is the best available.
Brought to you by who?
Wrong.com.
One of the greatest years was 2023 draft when Mel was so wrong. He only predicted one out of the first 31 picks. 1 out of 31.
Well, and this guy, he's probably a multimillionaire. How does he make a living?
But the pride of Mel Kiper and Wrong.com is when he picked, we already talked about this, Will Levis. He said he'd go fourth, and he didn't go in the first round. Unbelievable. Do you like the Molly Miller hire for Arizona State women's head basketball coach?
Ooh.
I mean, what is not to like?
I'm going. I got season tickets now just because.
Everybody's buying season tickets now. It's like the Caitlin Clark effect.
Right behind the bench.
So did you actually get season tickets to the women's basketball, Mark, or were you just kidding?
Just kidding. I upgraded my ASU tickets and re-upped my GCU men's tickets.
We could take a little break real quick.
We are. We're going to take a quick break. Rob Milliken hanging with us here for the Pittsburgh, so we can get his live reaction. We'll be back.
The pick is in, but we can take a break.
We'll take a quick break, and this next break is brought to you by Traffic.
If you weren't listening the last time these guys got together, you got to be kidding me.
And we're back. Let's see who he picks. Mark Highland might have said already.
Did they pick Jackson Dart?
Mississippi's
is that who they picked, or is that who they're saying they?
I don't know. Mark obviously screwed up this entire broadcast. He's watching it. He's a little ahead of us. We have Rob Milliken, lifelong Pittsburgh Steeler fan, on the line.
Mark wasn't using his best poker face on that.
No, he wasn't.
But although I don't know what he was reacting to, though.
God damn it, Mark Highland. Damn it, David Dodge. He loves Shedeur Sanders. He's all in.
But he's been saying that for like 25 picks in a row.
He was also in on Jamarcus Russell.
And Johnny Manziel.
That's right, Miss Johnny Football. Here comes the announcement. Roger Goodell, the $64 million mound.
2025 NFL Draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon.
Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon.
What do you think of that? Defensive tackle from Oregon. You dodged a bullet.
You did.
Sanders.
I did. Let's not find anybody else to. That's interesting. They must think they're going to get somebody later on.
What? Who's their quarterback, Rob?
I told you, it's Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. What's the matter with Rudy?
I don't know. He's awful and terrible.
I don't think should
give it a fair shake.
Oh my God, he was given plenty of shake. He was given a shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah, he got Myles Garrett plunked him on the head.
Plunked him, yeah,
with the helmet.
I don't think Shedeur goes in the first round or Jackson Dart. You got the Chargers, Packers, Vikings.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick. Defense.
Texans.
How many
Rams?
Expecting Cam Hayward to retire or something?
When's the last draft where you've been at pick 22 and there's only been one quarterback?
Yeah,
taken?
unbelievable.
I don't
quarterback league. What's wrong with these people?
I don't know that we'd have to look. We're gonna have to research that. Usually there's like out of the first 10, there's like 3 or 4 quarterbacks.
Thanks for coming on.
You got it. Thanks for calling.
See you later.
See you, Rob. I really don't think Shedeur is going to get picked in the first round.
Shedeur?
And Jackson Dart's not going to get picked in the first round.
Well,
unless the Rams go pick him up.
Almost every mock draft only had Cam Ward going in the first round. What? How are all these mock draft people like 10 times more accurate than Mel Kiper Jr.?
God, you're right.
They all are.
They're not going. You're absolutely right, Mark Highland. There is not a quarterback going in this first round. There's just not. I don't even see.
You look at the rest of the teams. The Rams maybe pick a quarter.
Rams because they're older.
Yeah,
possible. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. We got vittles to eat. We got things to discuss. We also have other topics. We have the Masters has been on. It was an epic Masters, one of the greatest Masters of all time. We got the national championship in men's basketball that happened. A lot is going on, and don't you worry, kids. It's fever time almost.
Ooh, it is very close.
We had the WNBA.
They got like a big exhibition game coming.
They do. Yeah. They do. And Paige Becker, she's bringing already to Dallas. She's all the talk in Dallas. Go Wings. We'll be back right after this.
And this episode is sponsored by our good friends over at Traffic. Serving the Puget Sound area for nearly 40 years. Get yourself some now while you can. Use code STUCKIN for a 15% discount.
You've missed all of your reads. I wrote it out for you.
Well, I didn't know that.
It says Tim.
Am I supposed to say Tim?
Oh, my fucking God.
Well, you want to just start over here?
It doesn't matter now for this special NFL draft. See your name in front of the thing? Is that too much for
Well,
you?
you can edit it out.
Can I?
Yeah.
Let's just make more work for me. All right, let's go. 3, 2.
Well, our great friends at Traffic are back for another episode here. For this special NFL draft show, they are happy to give you one of our favorite backups in the Puget Sound area. The I-405 to the 522. No matter what time of day, it takes forever for no reason.
Oh, that's right, Tim. And our bonus cluster is southbound I-5 through the convention center. That's right. We built a freeway under the convention center here in Seattle.
And use code STUCKIN for our award-winning newsletter for 2 free months. Free to learn about the biggest absolute shitstorm traffic jams coming this summer. Thank you, Traffic.
Okay, we're back. We had a lot of activity over the break. The Boyle Theater was busy.
It was rocking.
It was. I took a call from Rich Bardu. He owes us a drink. I don't know what he was thinking. Nurse Mindy came in. She wanted to know what all the hubbub was about. But we're so far we're at the Chargers here, Green Bay, Minnesota, Houston, Rams. Producer Mark made a good point that I don't think a quarterback's going in the first round, which leads me to my point, Tim, Mark. The first round is coveted. The first round, this is the best of the best of the best. If you screw the first round up, it's bad.
The problem is you look at some of the best picks in history, they're in look at Tom Brady, look at Roger Staubach in the 10th round, and you look at some of these picks overall for throughout history, and some of the gems are in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. So you don't always have to have the best first round. You can have a great
Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, if he turns out to be
Brock Purdy.
Has he been signed yet?
No, I don't think he signed.
I think he's waiting for others to sign.
Look at Cooper Kupp. Look at
Cooper Kupp's a great example.
Yeah, Puka Nacua is late round. I'm waiting to see. I don't know if the first round's going to get him. Maybe second. Efton Chisholm III.
Oh, you know what? Is he projected to get drafted, actually? He would actually be. There's Efton Chisholm and there's Kyle Williams from WSU. I'm telling you, that is a steal. If you can get him somewhere in the 3rd or 4th round.
I mean, you haven't brought up your favorite receiver of all time, the San Jose State guy.
Oh, why is he my favorite?
You thought he was
he was phenomenal. What was his name?
Where is he going to go?
Is he in this draft?
Yes.
Oh, he should definitely get drafted.
Should be a first rounder. Shador sitting there waiting for a phone
96% chance he'd be drafted by the 21st pick.
Wrong.
That's all Mel Kiper.
He is the Will Levis of
ESPN draft day predictor. Everybody else is better than ESPN apparently.
Okay. You want to talk about Masters?
Let's go to the Masters for sure.
What an
epic.
Has there been one? I'm trying to think. There was a Masters a few years ago, it was probably 10 years ago, when Ernie Els and Fred Couples were going. Do you remember that one when they were going head to head for 6 or 7 holes and they were just throwing lawn darts at the green? Ernie Els ended up winning.
Well, there's the classic, the Shark. What's his name? The Australian.
Well, he lost. When he lost?
Yeah, he was up ahead.
Greg Norman.
Yeah, that was the 96 Masters, the year before Tiger Woods won it the first time, and he was up by 6 strokes going into that final round.
He choked like a stuck pig, year after year.
And Nick Faldo is the one that came through. And then the next year, Tiger Woods wins by 15 strokes or something in 97 when he was a rookie on the tour.
But what is wrong? Scotty Scheffler. What's wrong with Scheffler?
I don't think there's anything wrong with Scheffler.
I'll tell you what's wrong with him. He had a kid. He's married and he had a kid. It's going downhill for him.
But he also got arrested, too, and he got thrown in the clink.
That's true. Finally, by the way, shout out you guys. You watch Full Swing.
Oh, yes.
Welcome
we watched
to the party.
Now, Mark, are you a Full Swing guy?
Oh, yeah, but I have not seen the
full swing guy.
I'm not a swinger. I have not seen the full season yet.
What season are you on?
Season 3. But I haven't seen all of it yet. Rory almost blew it.
Oh my God.
Oh, like how many times did he almost blow it?
He puckered hard because Justin Rose was coming hard at him. But he almost blew it. I like Rory. I was glad to see him win.
The whole world likes Rory. I mean, everybody loves Rory. Everybody was excited for him. He hadn't won in 11 years. I mean, yes, he almost choked again, but he's done this time after time after time.
And by the way, shout out to the wife. She sat there and watched like the whole entire day. You couldn't really leave. You couldn't get up and go.
You couldn't. Same with Aaron. Aaron is on the iPad in the kitchen and the table. I'm in the other one on the big screen, and it's hysterical.
Oh, we were actually just downstairs just watching nonstop.
Well, because I had commentary, and Aaron doesn't appreciate my commentary during. Which is fair because it's obnoxious.
Yeah, I mean it's an acquired taste, I would say.
The Masters was phenomenal.
Typically, what I do is I'll start watching it. I'll go up and take a nap at some point for like an hour because it's Sunday and I'm entitled to that.
Of course,
you
Sunday.
could not leave.
No,
you could not. I mean, it was just back and forth.
Riveting. It was unbelievable drama. Unbelievable drama. Now, Jim Nass, they held out for 7.5 minutes. Mark, you're a former producer of television sports. Did you like that he held out as long as he did?
No.
Yeah.
I
have a small critique on it.
Yeah,
but
go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to hear what. Go ahead.
No,
Mark.
go ahead, and
Okay,
I'll give you
my critique. Is I like the fact that he just kept quiet. What I would have liked to have seen him do is every time they went and like hugged somebody, I would have liked him to chime in and say, "Oh, that's so and so's wife."
100%.
That's where because then he doesn't really have to interrupt anything. He could say, "Okay, that's Justin Rose's wife that's giving him a hug right there.
But
that's his uncle Billy or whatever."
But he doesn't want to pull a Joe Buck when they did. They got it wrong. Maybe remember
I don't think Jim Nance would be getting it wrong.
I hope
because
not.
He's in that.
Yeah,
he's in the community.
But remember when girlfriend, they got the wrong girlfriend or something?
That's not good.
No, you remember that, Mark?
Yes, but I thought it was too long.
I thought it was a little too long because I'm with you, Tim. When he's hugging, I want to know who.
I want to know who all.
Who's the relationship? Oh, his longtime friend who's been with him in the ups and downs. This and so and so and so. And then there's a lot of hubbub. They felt like the hug with his wife wasn't as tight as the hug with some other bros.
Well, God, he hugged Justin Rose. I thought he was going to cop a couple feels, and he was hugging Justin Rose, or maybe she was hugging him. But there was like a long. You would have thought that was his wife. Were you talking about something different?
No, I thought you were talking about Justin Rose and Rory's wife.
No, I don't know. I didn't see them hugging.
No, okay. They're all really good friends.
No, I get that.
I mean, who are you going to
fly? They're from the same continent.
Yeah, who are you going to fly?
They're both on islands.
Yeah, they all live in.
Well,
Jupiter,
they're Ryder Cup. They've been in the Ryder Cup together.
Yeah.
Yes.
They played in the European Tour, the Scottish Open. Yeah, they know each other well.
Speaking of the Ryder,
growing up.
Yeah, speaking of the Ryder Cup, the wife's all hot to trot on this year's Ryder Cup. She wants to have a big party for the Ryder Cup.
Well, I got my whole family. We're doing a Masters party next year. They're all in. The kids are in. Everybody's watching. Everybody's
are we invited, or are you going to uninvite me at the last minute?
We like to invite and then just
Scott, typically I'll get the invite and then he'll call me at the last. Yeah, that invite we gave you. Sorry.
Depends if I have heavy lifting to do.
Yeah, that's true. If you need to move your treadmill, then I can.
Then you're in. The Masters was spectacular. I'm locked in. I'm locked in on golf, by the way. I was watching the tournament last week.
Yep.
The RBC, the whatever that was.
RBC Heritage.
Yeah, some good names on there, right? Some big names. And then Justin Thomas,
did he
finally
end up
wins.
winning? Yeah, he's been in a drought.
Big drought. Massive drought. So golf has been good. I'm excited about.
By the way, there's a video out there, and I sent it to you, of Justin Thomas when he was like 14 and he weighed like 105 pounds. He said he got his first car by golfing with Michael Jordan because Jordan grabbed him. Jordan grabs him when he's like 14, and Jordan knew he had some game, and they went and took on like his buddies. And of course, Jordan's always playing for money. He doesn't. If you're going to play Jordan, you're playing for money, and you're most likely going to lose no matter what you're
100%.
playing. Him and JT went and schooled a bunch of guys, and then JT's like, yeah, that's how I got my first car.
Unbelievable story. Unbelievable story. Who did the Chargers take, Mark?
They took the running back Harmon out of North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
We're not going WNBA next, are we?
Hell yeah, always.
Okay, so when's this big exhibition game?
It's like
Fever?
May 2nd or May 3rd.
Okay, so that's coming up quick.
It's coming up. Then they go right into WNBA. They got 44 games this year. I mean, the Fever are stacked, by the way.
They are.
And I'm slightly interested in your Seattle Storm because they picked up a 6'6" French kid who can dunk.
Yeah, she's dunks in games, now, which is rare for gals because they don't tend to jump really.
Yeah, there's not as but that's changing a little bit.
Yeah.
Did we have the national championship already?
We haven't talked about the national championship.
That was great. The Final Four was spectacular.
It was, other than I would have liked to see some Cinderella teams in
here
there.
we go again.
Come on, you wouldn't? You don't want to see the mid majors or anything?
No, not in the final game. I want a good game.
I said the Final Four.
Okay, we had epic games. We had epic down. In fact, they had a good rating, 12.8.
We want to see upsets. I think there was poorly coached games both in the Final Four as well as the finals. I mean, there's no way Houston should have lost. There's no way Duke should have lost.
Yeah, Houston. I thought Houston had it at one point, and they just couldn't hang on. And by the way, Calvin Sampson, of former Coug.
Really, I did not know that.
I know. Well, you know now.
Yeah, I know now.
Well, I'd like to say that the women's final was epic. That was a really
wasn't it a blowout?
A huge blowout.
It was terrible. I was so excited for that game.
Come on, Paige Becker's UConn. That was a great story.
I know, but I watched the game again. You just don't see South Carolina. You just don't get to see them blown out. That's the second time in a row that Dawn Staley, who I loved, got absolutely
I'm not a big fan
up.
of Dawn Staley.
Oh, I love Dawn Staley. I love her.
She was one of the ones that kept Caitlin Clark out of the Olympics. So I have.
Oh my God!
What?
Seriously?
She was.
Everybody kept them out.
Yeah, I know.
She hadn't played up to that point.
Oh, good
They
Lord.
didn't
They've
kiss the
taken
ring.
all kinds of.
Oh, wait a minute. They didn't kiss the ring, Tim. I thought you like people don't kiss the ring.
What are you talking about?
They didn't kiss the Caitlin Clark ring in that.
They didn't need to kiss. She's never asked anybody to kiss any ring. That's the thing.
I know, but
she's never demanded anything. But she should have been in the Olympics. They've had countless other college kids come in and play in the Olympics, so it's not that rare.
I think it worked out. I'm glad she didn't because she got a month off and she came back on a tear and she took the Fever to a nice run for the playoffs. Get ready for Fever basketball. They are stacked. They are loaded. Absolutely loaded this year.
They could win it all.
I know, and Paige Beckers is stirring it up down in Dallas. The Wings, we talked about that.
But they've rolled out.
How long is the Green Bay Packers?
They've been on the clock for 45 minutes.
They're using every ounce of this pick. Is unbelievable. What is the consternation?
What do you mean? A lot of people take the whole time for a pick.
You've had 7 hours to decide this. There's no big surprises. There's no trades happening. It's one of the most boring drafts I've ever seen.
I don't disagree with you there. There's just too many offensive linemen and
God.
It's pretty much like the NCAA men's championship. A lot of chalk, a lot of.
There was a lot of
No,
there's no surprise.
A lot of chalk too.
There's no surprises.
Yeah, but they entertained you because the games are tight in the men's.
Well, and by the way, the men's national championship still didn't draw what the women's did last year with Caitlin Clark.
Well, that's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yeah.
What about the National Basketball Association?
The NBA? That's a joke. It's a joke. Come on.
Okay, there's 5 seconds of that. Let's move on.
I sent Scott a thing today where the three-point breakdown where it was like in 91, like in Jordan's era, that was like 15% of the shots were 3-pointers. Now it's up to like 38% of the shots are 3-pointers. It's ruined the NBA. They just go down and shoot threes. It's stupid. It's not basketball.
I agree. It's not.
And people wonder why the ratings are low. But look, Scott will tell you, in this case, its ratings don't matter because they got this big contract and they could care less about the ratings. But any other time, it's all about the ratings.
No, it's the ratings aren't that bad. They're 2% down over last year. They were at a 4-year high last
they've been
year.
down forever.
No, they were at a 4-year high. Last year was a 4-year high.
Yeah, they were at a 4-year high from 0.
That's not true.
Yeah, so they went from 0 to like 1%.
That's just not actual facts. And I don't know what the hell the Green Bay Packers are doing.
Is it because they're in Green Bay? They get like an extra 75 minutes for the pick?
Night. My God, they're taking forever.
Just pick the goddamn pick.
Privilege to host this wonderful event.
Hey, man.
Particularly since we are the only draft a wide receiver.
Oh, it is going to be a wide receiver. Matthew Golden. Hey, we got one right. We're more accurate than Mel Kiper.
No shit. God, you could have made that an hour ago.
He still has Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. What did they need 45 minutes for that for?
Do you have bonus?
Well, I was going to do the what you watching, but we talked about the our full swing.
Okay, what else have you watching?
And by the way, if you're not watching it, you gotta watch it.
I love it now. He's come to a tune. He's like, you gotta watch it.
How many years were you? How many years were you trying to get me to watch it?
You watched one episode.
And by the way, Mindy got totally addicted to it. We binge watched it like there's no tomorrow.
It's great. It's great
stuff. Now she's mad because it's over.
It is. They only had 7 episodes.
Yeah, that was lame.
Last season. It's like, oh my God. Goodell and Golden, that's is a serious embrace. Holy mackerel! That.
You know, a good one that starts tonight.
What is it?
Speaking on Thursday, August 20 or April 24th is You is Back. YOU. That killer thriller. Oh, you.
Oh, that's like a Netflix one, isn't it? Or what is that?
Netflix series. It's about that guy
that guy ends up killing people, right? Yeah, he makes friends with yes.
Okay, let me tell you some good quality television. Okay, number 1, Netflix. You want to watch The Residents. Great little series.
What's it about?
It's about a murder in the White House, in the residence.
Oh, interesting.
And a detective comes in, and it's kind of a whodunit. It's really well done, very well written, very great production there. That's a fun one. You can just zip through that one. Secondly, this is the 3rd season, I believe, of Hacks on HBO Max.
I watched like the first one of their.
Love Max. Yeah. I love Hacks. What a great writing, great show.
Okay. What else?
And then the other update, which you know about, Tim, is I'm finally on the White Lotus bandwagon.
It's been free. So you got done with the first season of White Lotus.
Yes.
It's the best. It's really good.
I didn't, that was 2021, that first season.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're way behind.
Sydney Sweeney looks like
she looks like she's 14.
Yeah, she's like a kid.
Yeah.
And I haven't got through all of this season. It's the Thailand season.
Oh, yeah. What episode are you on?
I'm halfway through. My wife's mad at me because she wants to get to the end.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to catch up. Same with Severance. Although I really did not like Severance final episode. It was so weird.
I couldn't get into Severance.
I know. I have tried Severance.
I tried and we couldn't get into it.
I couldn't do it either.
I'm not I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. And it's like the number 1 watched show on Apple TV.
I know. Which
I think I'm canceling Apple.
Are you really?
I think so.
Why?
I just don't watch it.
My God,
Ted Lasso's coming back.
I've watched all these Ted Lassos.
No, they have Bad Sisters. They have
I don't want Bad Sisters. I like the first season.
They have The Morning Show, which is phenomenal.
I watched the first couple seasons,
which is coming back. You can't cancel Apple.
I got like 25 different things.
They're gonna get the Pac 2 next year.
Are they? They were supposed to get the They were supposed to get the Pac-12.
And the CW is going to be the main television network for your Cougars.
I thought it was going to be on like Kong.
Okay, so let's talk Mariner baseball. That's what we haven't talked about.
Oh, okay.
The Mariners are on fire
Dude,
right
they've
now.
actually won 10 out of their last 13.
They have won 5 or 6 series in a row.
I can't believe I have to admit that they're doing well.
Okay, this is what is a shocker. They actually are having a good start to the season. That hasn't happened in 15 years.
They're 3 games over 500. No, come on.
That hasn't happened in years.
Being 3 games over 500
at the end of April.
Really?
Mark, could you look that up for me? That'd be great. Thanks. I'm telling you, they haven't had a good start in 1,000 years. They brought up this kid Ben Williamson, who's been outstanding.
Yeah, they were talking about him today on the radio.
Yeah, I listened to the end of the game. I still have not bought their streaming or Root Sports. I have not. So
what's it going to take? Okay, this is a good subject here. What does it take to where you finally go, okay, I might want to buy into this? Where do they got to be?
June, July. They got to be
July.
They got to be leading.
What if at the end of May they're in first place?
That's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be tough.
Okay.
I might have to break the seal.
They're a half game out of first place.
I know.
Half game out.
Texas right now.
I know.
And hey, they got a +4 run differential.
That is big, actually. And Munoz is on fire. They're closing.
You know what? The problem with Munoz, they only will use him for 1 inning, and when it's top of the 11th or something, they'll pull him, and it's okay, you only used him for 1 inning, put him back in.
That's because
he's still throwing 104.
Yeah, that's why they got to pull him, because his arm's going to fall
I think
off.
he can go more than 3 batters. If you can't go more than 3 batters, that's ridiculous.
Well, the trouble with switching to Arizona, because we are an Arizona podcast, the Diamondbacks are actually doing well. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're 14-10 overall. They got a +20 run differential. But honestly, they're probably in the hardest division in baseball in the National League West.
Who's in first there?
San Diego.
San Diego. Where's the Dodgers?
They're vying. Yeah, they're vying for second or third place. They're always going to be outspent by the Dodgers and the Padres. They're never going to, and they spent a lot of money over the last 2 years. Corbin Carroll's having a phenomenal year. Already has 9 home runs. And remember, he's
from Shoreline, Washington.
I went to
Lakeside.
Lakeside Lions.
Yeah.
Okay,
he started out real slow last year, but now he is on fire. 327 batting average.
Eugenio Suarez, how's he doing?
6 home runs right now. He has how many Ks? He's got 30 Ks. So right on pace for about 300 Ks this year. And a 0.155 batting average. So he's right where we want him.
He sucks.
Hey, he'd fit right in with the Seahawks.
Oh, Jackson Dart. What's going on here?
New York's looking at taking Jackson Dart, possibly.
Really?
That'll throw Mel Kiper's thing in a big tailspin. Not that it's already in the biggest tailspin already.
Phil Simms. Then they picked up Phillip Rivers. Then traded in for Eli Manning. Then Daniel Jones, and now Jackson Dart.
Yeah, but there was a lot of things they didn't want to make
there.
They didn't want to make the Danny Dimes mistake.
Okay, this Golden kid can probably go settle down a little bit. He's been taking a victory lap for an hour.
He's just his first round pick, bro.
Normally they settle down after a little bit.
Bruh. I don't know. We've been watching this draft for 17 hours. Okay. Mariners are killing it. The Diamondbacks look good in a very, very tough division. The AL West is trashola. Honestly, our division is terrible.
Well, that's good for the Seahawks or for the Mariners.
It is good for
the Mariners. That's good. That's why they're only a half game out.
All right. That's
what else you got?
I got nothing else. I've emptied the tank. That's all I got.
We're at an hour and 32 minutes in the recording.
We're going to take one last break because we have. Are we going to take a break or going to end it? We have one more commercial read to do.
Oh, well, then we'll take a quick break and
come back.
Yeah.
All right.
We got.
This is the water read, by the way. I'm just setting that up. Now, the greatest name in showers brings you purifiers. That's right, because regular water from the earth wasn't good enough. So we had to make it better.
Well, Scott, I can tell you from a personal story. We spent a lot of money on a purifier. I went down to the Snohomish River with a bucket and got the nastiest brown, brackish water, smelly stuff. Not to mention all the stuff floating in it.
What did it smell like?
You don't want to know. But when I put it in this purifier, it came out clear and clean and tasted great. Because we got the double reverse ozonator thing with triple osmosis.
Did you get the flux capacitor double osmosis reverse triple Salchow technology?
Yeah, something like that. But the wife and daughters are in it. You actually have to plug it in. It sits on the counter. It actually plugs in. It's not like you're putting it through the Brita or something.
How long does it take when you put the
brown cow water?
Yeah.
Well, the dirtier it is, the longer it takes. But by the way, up in this area, we got like the cleanest tap water in the United States, and apparently it's not clean enough.
It's not good.
Well, you drive all the way over to Kirkland or something.
You know
to
what?
get your
My
water.
faucets just don't do it for us, so I have to drive 25 minutes to buy my water. But I don't have the fancy in-home.
Well, the
double reverse, triple
reverse
Salchow.
you can actually pour in a Coca-Cola and it comes out water.
I know you wanted to like test that. We want to thank Water. Use the code Home Water Treatment Plant to get 20% off. It just makes me. All right, the 2025 draft. I don't know what I'm going to title this episode. It could be Snorefest 2025 draft. I was so excited.
I liked your term.
Did the Giants take Jackson Dart?
They did.
They did. So a quarterback did go, and it wasn't Shadur, by the way.
Mel Kiper has to be.
Mel Kiper, that guy. Come on. I mean, you couldn't be any more wrong than him.
Scott, you need to. The title of this podcast is Meh. MEA.
By the way,
Boring.
Jackson Dart's got himself a little bit of girlfriends.
He does
and
have
stuff.
a little. The talent there in the draft room is doing.
We haven't
well.
seen that much this.
But see, what's interesting, and I'm going to echo Tony Kornheiser on this. So Dable, the head coach and the GM, like, what are they going to do? Start this guy? If they don't win a bunch of games, they're fired.
So basically,
what are they going to do?
Jackson Dart's going to be competing against FFR
and Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
What are you
and Tommy DeVito.
Tommy, you're going to play Dart?
Well, what if he wins? He might win the starting job.
But that coach and GM is on thin ice.
So what's your point, though?
That's a lot of risk. So you're going to risk a rookie quarterback?
Well, keep in mind the coach doesn't pick him, right? The GM
the GM is.
Yeah.
The table was all jacked up.
I like the pick.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to bet the franchise on FFR bringing you anywhere.
I wouldn't either, but is this another Danny Dimes situation?
I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
All right. I like Dart. I wanted Seattle to pick up Dart.
Yeah, I would have taken him. He's good.
I actually think there's a plan there because you bring in two veteran quarterbacks that can get you through this year.
Yep.
He sits the bench, learns from the two veterans. Tommy probably gets cut or goes to the practice team squad. And then he starts next year.
Yeah, historically the NFL was like that for years and years. You know, you'd draft a talented quarterback and you'd let him learn for a year or two.
But what happened here? Because I'm looking at my draft list, and we had Minnesota, Houston, Rams, Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, Buffalo. How did the Giants get in here?
There must have been a trade.
They traded with the Texans.
There you go.
There you go.
The Texans didn't need a quarterback.
And then the Falcons ended up trading as well with the Rams to pick up their pick right after Jackson Dart.
Got it. All right. We want to thank all the guests. Actually, we did have guests. We didn't really plan guests. We had Rob Milliken as a guest. We had that was pretty much it. But all the guests, Pete the Appraiser still is luring.
He was almost a guest.
And all the sponsors. We actually got a lot of sponsors. I can't use that joke anymore because we're getting so many sponsors.
I know.
We got a new one. Tim sold a new one maybe for next time.
I got one for next week. Scott was against it the last 2 weeks, but
it's personal.
It's personal for me too.
I know. All
it's
right.
personable for everybody. I think it's a great ad.
It is.
Thank you.
Sponsors, it was a great get. Good job,
See?
Tim.
Thank you.
Nice job, Tim. Thanks for Mark siding with Tim Boyle after 37 years of friendship. You're dead to me.
Scott didn't want to walk on anything that might be, offensive to somebody.
Offensive to me.
Yeah.
Okay. This is they putting up the Giants first round picks, and it's not good.
Well, what do you mean, Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, but they traded him to.
True.
Phil Simms was good.
That was 1979.
Give him that.
79 for Phil Simms.
Daniel Jones
Jeez.
did not work out. All right. Have a great one. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.